with DeAndre Hunter after a quick word from FanDuel. When the game tips off, the NBA action is just getting started, and there's no better place to get in on it than with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. With FanDuel, you can place live bets throughout the game, so even if you miss the opening tip-off or want to bet on a fourth-quarter comeback, you can stay in on the action. And if you're looking for bigger payouts, you can combine your live bets into a same-game parlay. Right now, new customers can get $150 in bonus bets if their first $5 bet wins. Just visit FanDuel.com/UCSS to join today. That is FanDuel.com/UCSS for your shot at $150 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NBA and the ultimate Cleveland sports show. Guys, it was another not very interesting Cavs win last night because they dominated the Raptors. But DeAndre Hunter, boy, oh boy, that dude was born to wear a Cleveland Cavaliers uniform. Davis, 18 points in his second game for the Cleveland Cavaliers' newest
Mike didn't like him 2 weeks ago. Now he's the greatest fit in the history of
Did you say you didn't like him?
He was born to be in the wine and gold,
That
man.
is blasphemous.
He said he wanted Cam Johnson.
I prefer Cam Johnson's fit a little better. Hunter's been spectacular in his 2 games so far. Ty, what'd you make of DeAndre Hunter's second game with the Cavs?
Obviously, he's getting his offensive groove down, to come out there and score 18, hit a couple of jump shots and get to the cup, finish strong. It was like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. To have that off the bench, obviously when Ty Jerome, did Ty Jerome play last night?
He did not.
No. Yeah, I was about to say, I didn't see him out there. I seen him actually in street codes. But to have a guy come off the bench and be effective, obviously when Ty Jerome is there, he'll have that natural chemistry there. But this is a guy that's a 3-level scorer. And on top of that, he plays great defense. Now, I will like to see him, the crazy thing is I want to see him defend in crunch times. And obviously these last 2 games, the Cavs have come out and just completely the game was over in the first quarter. Like they've done a magnificent job of doing that. So I'm not really seeing the part of him that I want to see as far as in the crunch when the game is close. How do you defend? What the lineup is going to be? Yeah. How do you play differently? Because in these moments, he's just playing loose. It's like we up by 20. I can come out here and do the things and try things what I want to try, things like that. So I'm not seeing that part of him. But from an offensive standpoint, from what I can tell, is that this guy is going to fit in really well. Like I say, to have 18 off the bench, you talk about losing LeVert and Niang. Obviously, those 2 guys were very good off the bench before they left. You're going to have to find a way to replace that, and this guy, it seems like he could do both of those guys' things into one. So it's a great move, and I understand why the Cavs made it.
Man, I mean, it's been a short sample size here, small sample size with Hunter, but I mean the early returns are really, really good. He's only played 2 games, and you got 1 game with him in the starting lineup, 1 game with him coming off the bench. Strus obviously comes back last night and was phenomenal again.
Oh my gosh!
And that lineup with the core 4 and Max Strus has been really, really darn good this year. One of the best in the league. I'm sure Mikey knows those numbers.
Oh, I have him. Don't worry.
But in terms of having that ability to bring a guy off the bench who hit 4 threes last night, by the way, and scores 18 points. He played the exact same amount of minutes as Strus, but depending on how those lineups rotate, it'll be interesting. But now you got a viable option here, not just as a defender, but also as a scorer. I think its early returns are excellent. In fact, Coach Kenny Atkinson said last night, guys, the first impressions are fantastic. So that says a lot, I think.
Tell you 2 other things before I give my thoughts on Hunter. First of all, I love the fact that the Cavs had 5 players with 5 or more assists. They're so good at moving the ball. I mean, I love that. Number 2, the Raptors, is that the worst court in the NBA?
I like that court.
You do? I think it looks so cheesy.
The purple?
I just think it looks so, I don't know.
I love
like
the Raptors old school.
It looks like
I like the old school.
It looks like a crown that an 8-year-old kid would wear at a birthday party. I don't know.
Dude, those uniforms that they wore with Vince Carter and the old Raptors in the middle of the court, you can't see it in that spot. But I mean, that's the color scheme, and
I don't mind the color.
Dude, it's all of it. It's like a cartoonish, right? Yeah. And that was what was really cool about them. Their new stuff I don't like, but this is cool, I think.
Speaking of old, does Memphis still wear like the Vancouver color?
Once in a while, I think they do the throwbacks.
Yeah.
Right?
I love the Vancouver Grizzly jersey.
Big country.
I forgot about that guy.
Your thoughts on
on Hunter? I mean, listen, so far he's been fantastic. I don't want to go too crazy. Like Dustin said, I mean, it's been 2 games. They haven't the Toronto
They've
Stinks.
been blowing out. They blew the T-Wolves and them, so I can't really.
But I'm excited to see, when they play some good teams here down the stretch. They're playing Memphis. You got the Knicks a bunch of times still. Mm-hmm. You got Indiana. You got another game with Boston. I'm curious to see what it looks like, especially when everybody's healthy too. Obviously, Hunter's a better player than Max Strus in terms of the starting lineup. But just because Hunter's a better player, it still might make sense to have him coming off the bench. In the end, at the end of the game, Hunter's going to be on the floor.
Oh, I think it depends on, the way he's been playing, he's made it to where the situation doesn't matter, because what was important was seeing the 18 points, because usually people be like, all right, we need 3-point shooting or we need a scorer in there. You probably go with Strus. If you need defense, more so him. To where he actually is doing both.
But is Strus a better offensive player than Hunter?
He a better shooter.
It's a different kind of offensive ability.
Yeah.
Hunter's a better overall offensive player. Strus is a little different. Hunter's not a passer. You mentioned all the guys with 5 assists yesterday.
Yeah,
Do you know how many DeAndre Hunter had yesterday?
I think he had 0.
0. And it's not saying he can't pass. He threw a couple passes, guys missed shots.
Right.
But Max Strus is a very underrated playmaker in terms of the overall construct of the Cavs offense. Hunter's more of an ISO, come off a pin down and shoot, as opposed to driving and kicking. We talked about all those numbers.
Yeah.
We were talking about his fit versus Cam Johnson's fit, et cetera, et cetera. But to Dustin's point real quick on the Max Strus with the starting lineup, Dustin, I'm glad you brought this up, and you can take it full. In 97 minutes this season, which granted is not a giant sample size, the core 4 plus Strus has an offensive rating of 127.1, a defensive rating of 94.8. That's a net rating of 32.3 of all lineups, 5-man lineups in basketball that have played at least 75 minutes. That is the third best net rating in the NBA. Can you guess the other two that are higher?
The Celtics.
Incorrect.
The core 4.
The Thunder.
The core 4 with another player.
It's a Cavs lineup, but it's not the core 4
Dean
plus
Wade.
someone.
Okay.
You're close.
I'm going to say Ty Jerome. I'll say Ty Jerome with Donovan, Evan, Allen, and no. Go ahead.
No Ty Jerome in it. So the Grizzlies starting 5 of Morant, Bane, Jalen Wells, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Zach Edey.
And how many minutes have they played together?
131.
Okay, so 95's not that little, I guess.
No. This is over 75, so this is with at least that level.
Yeah.
The other one, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Donovan, Mobley, Merrill, Niang, and LeVert. That was the Cavs' highest-rated 5-man lineup prior than the current core 4 plus Max Strus in the starting lineup. So I know 97 minutes may not sound like a giant sample size.
It doesn't sound like a lot.
But think about it. Strus missed some time.
Yeah.
And after the first 4-minute stretch, when they start making their rotations,
right,
you don't really get the starters back in altogether outside of the start of the third quarter or the very end of the game. But Atkinson's mixed and matched so often. So
are the quality of opponents factored into any of that any of those numbers?
No, it's just it's per whatever.
Okay.
Like per
I'm just curious. But that was interesting.
It's crazy how.
So to answer the question, yes, obviously they have been good with the core 4 of Max Strus. It's been an excellent lineup. Yeah, it's going to.
You say this is third in the NBA of all lineups.
All lineups with at least 75 minutes.
5-man lineups, minimum 75 minutes.
That's true.
Is the third best net rating.
Right.
So the Cavs got 2 and 3. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
although 2 doesn't exist.
Well, they ain't got 2 yet.
Yeah,
2's gone. But they had 2 and 3.
Correct.
I mean, if the Cavs are healthy come playoff time, they could win a championship. It's that simple.
Sure.
And that's what it's going to come down to between them and Boston and Oklahoma City and whoever else you think might be in the mix. I don't know, the Knicks or
who's
the 4th best team in the league, in your opinion?
I think Denver.
Denver? Oh, yeah, Denver. Okay. Knicks 5, maybe?
Yeah.
All right, so, Denver can win a title, no doubt about it. By the way, Jokic is absolutely the MVP again this year.
Over SGA?
I don't know. It's not even close, Mike, is it?
I don't know. The SGA on-off numbers are crazy too, but Jokic is so good. I would vote for Jokic, but I totally
it's a no-brainer. I don't even know how it's close.
They're going to give it the same reason why Josh Allen got it over Lamar. They ain't about to keep giving it to the Jokic.
You know what's funny?
Year after year after year.
In my opinion, I would have voted
Joe Burrow.
No, I would not have. In 2023, I would have voted for Josh Allen over Lamar Jackson. And this year, I would have voted for Lamar Jackson over Josh Allen. I think the voters got it wrong both years. I think they both should have won one in the last 2 years, and they did.
You could get Aaron Rodgers. The Jets are moving on.
I know, Jets are moving on. Yeah.
He'll be a post June 1st.
Yeah, no interest in that. He's shot.
Back to Hunter real quick.
Yeah.
Take the highlights full. When you see DeAndre Hunter in some of these situations, Tyvus alluded to his ability to be a 3-level scorer.
Get up there.
One underrated part of Hunter's game, and granted it's been 2 games here, so I'm using more of his Atlanta stats than his Cleveland stats. Do you know he averages more free throw attempts per game than anyone currently on the Cavs?
That's a shame.
So not
He's
only
aggressive to the basket.
Yeah, not only is he a 40% three-point shooter, and by the way, coming off little pin downs and screens like that, he will step into threes, which because of where he shoots from, we talked about the height he lets it go from, almost an unblockable shot.
Yeah.
He's their best point per possession scorer on post-up opportunities. He's a 40% three-point shooter. He gets to the line as an 80% free throw shooter.
Yeah. And, Mike, I just got to believe, as a basketball, if I were another team and you said to me, it's 5 minutes left, it's a tie game.
He's in there.
If I'm the opponent, would I rather have Max Strus on the court or DeAndre Hunter? If I'm an opponent, I'd rather have Max Strus every time.
Yeah, I don't want DeAndre Hunter to be able to mix things up defensively and guard everybody. And also in the playoffs, and we could talk regular season, and regular season numbers are very different than playoff numbers. When defenses intensify in the postseason, you have to be able to create shots one-on-one.
Right.
A lot of times in the postseason, this whole ball movement for the Cavs is beautiful in the regular season, we'll see if it translates in the postseason. A lot of times it comes down to, do you have a mismatch, and can your guy score over better defense?
Yeah.
DeAndre Hunter is capable of doing that in one-on-one situations. And even if we don't see it as often as he did it in Atlanta during the regular season, there are going to be possessions in the playoffs against the Knicks, against the Bucks, against the Celtics, against the Pacers, where the shot clock's going to be at 3 or 4. DeAndre Hunter's going to have the ball, and the Cavs are going to say, Hunter, go make something happen, get a good look. And he is much more equipped to do that than a Strus or a Dean Wade.
Yeah, those guys can't do that. He's their most athletic, wing scoring creator, not named LeBron, since Alonzo G, baby.
Alonzo G.
How long have you been waiting to pull that line out? That's one of your back pockets.
We loved Alonzo G for a brief period of time.
What position did J.J. Hickson play?
Wasn't he a power forward?
He was a power forward, yeah.
I thought he was a small forward.
No, he was 6'9", bigger guy.
Shout out. Is he in jail?
Is he in jail?
I think he is in jail. Yeah, I'll double check.
I saw a video the other day. There was like 6 guys off of one of those LeBron teams. They're all like in bad way.
Oh yeah, right.
J.J. Hickson serving 20 years for armed robbery.
Yeah.
What?
Dang. Dub.
2018, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Sheesh.
J.J. Hickson.
Sorry to bring that up. Yeah.
All right, Mike.
Shout out to Imani Bates, man. Got out there and hit him a trace. You know who I'm really impressed with, and I know y'all don't care because he's a rookie, but that Jalen Tyson, man, I'm telling y'all.
He can play.
Listen, he 2 for 2 for Trey, man. I like that kid. I ain't saying he just going to be the next best thing, but I see it. I see the production from where he was at the beginning of the season to where he is now. He continues to grow. And shout out to Tristan Thompson because I'd have dumped it too.
Yeah, what'd you got? Before we move on, what'd you make of the Tristan Thompson situation at the end of the game?
I was not watching by the end of the game.
People are like in outrage about it.
I'd have dunked
Tristan
it too.
Thompson, with the clock running down, they're up by 20, went in and dunked at the very last second.
Yeah.
I'd have threw it off the glass.
If tag board is going to work, I'll show you the video here.
Tag board is not going.
It was a late.
Actually, looks like
it's a late game. What are you gonna take the violation?
And take it.
Take it.
Yes.
That's with 4 seconds left in the game. He dunked and just let this play out.
Throw it off the glass.
The Raptors took offense to that. It seems like Tristan was ready to fight the entire country of Canada.
He's Canadian.
Donovan's like, oh, why did you do that to us?
Watch as this unfolds here.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Maybe the Raptors should have fought more in the game.
It'd be your own people doing it. Look at this: the Canadians fighting the Canada's team.
By the way,
crazy.
That is the softest fight I've ever seen. Nobody was interested in fighting there.
Well, for who?
Nobody.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe Tristan.
You could always tell.
The Raptors were only interested in talking. They were not interested in fighting.
Talk it out.
That is the stupidest thing I ever heard. I don't care if Tristan Thompson pulled down his pants, grabbed his you-know-what, and put it down the basket. I do not care. They are professionals. If you don't want him to score, then stop him from scoring. What is this, Tiddlywinks? 6th grade basketball? The Raptors, maybe they should worry about how shitty they are at basketball.
Should have threw it off
Are you
the glass.
kidding me?
Throw it off the glass, TT.
My God, I don't care if he rubbed his ass on the backboard. I mean, what?
Yeah, I don't.
It's sort of an unwritten rule, though, man.
But wasn't it late in the shot
Unwritten
clock?
rules are bullshit. I don't believe in unwritten rules.
It was late. Wasn't it late in the shot clock?
But
McNugget?
dude, teams every day take shot clock violations because
I
the
ain't
game's
taking
over.
no shot clock violation, especially if I've been riding the bench
what's the
the
big
whole
deal?
year.
Who cares?
By the way, pretty sure that bucket put the total over the total.
You like that?
Oh, Tristan Thompson.
I just thought about
He's a man of the people.
what was the score there?
131.
108.
So
139 or 239.
yeah, the total was 237 and a half.
So it did put it over.
Wow. I didn't think about that until now. Will the league be investigating Tristan Thompson?
There's no way you can do that.
I'm just saying that's kind of interesting. Just put
You
it
know
out
what?
there.
These unwritten rules,
You
they're
are
so stupid.
hilarious.
I don't like them in
that's
baseball.
kind of a big
I don't
thing,
like
no?
any of that.
I mean,
How much money changed hands on that shot?
If I were a coach in the NBA, I'd run it up on every
he
team.
did
if
it for
I could.
Vegas.
I'd be running full court press defense.
Could you imagine if you had money on the under? I'd have killed him. I'd have been like, bro.
Dude, yeah.
Bro.
That's your fault.
Oh my God.
Nobody forced you to bet.
I've had a lot of bad losses.
All
like
right,
that,
let's
the
keep
first.
it moving.
Sorry.
We're gonna go to
I mean, but seriously, Mike. I mean, the Raptors. They showed no fight in the game, but with that, because he dunked the ball with 4 seconds, they're all.
It's a spit
why
in
would
the,
that? I
it's a
wouldn't
spit in
care.
the face.
Oh no, it's
Tua.
not.
Well, do you get upset in baseball if
Yeah.
someone steps on the line?
No, those are stupid rules. I don't
asking.
believe in any of that nonsense. I don't believe in throwing at players in baseball. It's dumb. I wouldn't do that.
Throw at him.
Oh my! And by the way, if the Raptors are so offended, punch Tristan in the face. Be a man about it. Don't just stand there squawking.
They wanted to talk it. What
I had a beef with somebody at the radio station once. I threw him on his ass.
You know what happens if you start?
Luckily, management didn't find out about that.
You know what happens if you get into a physical altercation? You lose
fined.
money. Is it
Well,
worth
don't
losing?
be a fake tough guy.
Is
I don't
it
like
worth
fake tough
losing
guys.
Is it worth losing your game check?
Come on, we just talked about maturity here.
Yeah,
You're a grown up.
yeah.
Catch me
You think
out.
I want to have a fight? You
Catch
crazy?
me-
I don't want to
catch me
fight.
outside.
I just think that like if we got into an altercation right now, we're not throwing blows.
Oh, of course not. I'm too old for that
Yeah,
nonsense.
dude, so-
But I'm not jumping in somebody's face because they.
Yeah, but Adam, you get mad at people all the time, and
Of
you, and-
course
and
I
you-
do.
And you have verbal altercations.
You got
with
mad that
people.
someone didn't recognize you.
You got mad.
Now, I was not mad. I was annoyed because then they didn't do what I wanted them to do.
You yelled at somebody at a Billy Joel concert because you was standing up.
They yelled at, they complained to me first, Tyvis, and I was in the right. Who goes to a concert and sits? It's a rock concert, for crying out loud. You're a doofus. I mean,
Was this an older person that you got into it with?
he was around my age, maybe a little older, but probably not much older than me. Come on. I'm out of shape and in my 50s. If I could stand for the whole concert, so can you. And I wasn't.
Some people wanted just to sit and enjoy.
Tyvis, when you go to a rock concert, you got to expect to stand. Do you not?
I wouldn't
When you go to
know.
country
I
music
wouldn't
concerts,
know.
do you sit the whole time?
I stand.
Exactly.
Stand.
So what
I
is
do
the
like
problem?
to sit at times.
I did too. I wasn't standing the whole time, but he was complaining. This guy.
And by the way, if I do want to sit just to rest my knees or back or whatever,
Yeah.
people might be standing in front of me.
I know, and I wouldn't complain about it.
And I just get on my phone for a few minutes and
Exactly.
take a rest.
Did they not have it like on the Jumbotron and that?
They did, but I want to see.
No, I'm saying like they could just look up at.
I liked when I go to Billy Joel. I like to dance around a little bit. I sing the song. I have fun, and trust me, most of the people that were sitting near me were on my side because most of them were standing. I just happened to be right in front of the guy.
What if he wanted to get physical?
What are your thoughts on standing versus sitting at a ball game?
No, that's totally different.
Okay.
In a ball game, you stand in a big moment, maybe.
I agree.
Bases loaded, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, big game. Okay, we all get up. Let's
Get
go
off your
crazy.
feet, yeah. Or get off your
But
feet.
you can't be standing in like the third inning of a regular season baseball
agree.
game. That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Big moments in sporting events stand. But even if somebody was standing the whole game, I probably wouldn't say anything. If they,
Well,
you know.
they should go in the students.
nobody
They should go
stands
to
the
the
whole game.
student section or something. They
Yeah,
stand.
college basketball, a
They
lot of times
stand in
people
the
stand.
student section
And that's
the entire
fine. You
game.
got to expect that. That's college basketball. That's
Yeah.
part of the deal.